A used Mercedes can feel like a luxury upgrade until the repair bills start stacking up. The reality is that some Mercedes models age gracefully and deliver years of predictable ownership, while others slowly turn into maintenance nightmares once the warranty expires. It usually doesn't happen all at once. It starts with a suspension repair, then a cooling system issue, then a control module, and before you realize it, you've spent thousands just trying to keep the car stable. In 2026, depreciation makes many Mercedes models look affordable, but low purchase price does not equal low ownership cost. In this video, you'll learn which 5 Mercedes models are engineered to avoid becoming maintenance nightmares, based on drivetrain durability, long-term reliability data, and realistic service costs. We're ranking them from generally safe to the most maintenance-stable platform you can buy right now. And stay until the end, because after the safe picks, I'll also explain which Mercedes engines and generations are most likely to drain your wallet if you choose wrong. Let's start with number 5. Number 5 is the 2012 to 2015 SLK 300 chassis R172. This is one of the simplest modern Mercedes platforms you can buy, and simplicity is what prevents maintenance from spiraling out of control. It uses the naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 M276 producing around 302 horsepower, paired with the 7G-tronic automatic transmission. No air suspension, no complex hydraulic systems, no early semi-autonomous driver assistance packages, just a straightforward rear-wheel drive layout with a proven drivetrain. From a maintenance perspective, this matters. The M276 in these years had already matured, and widespread early production issues had largely been resolved. The 7G-tronic transmission is well understood in the independent repair market, and service costs are predictable when fluid changes are done on schedule. There are no turbochargers adding heat stress or expensive replacement risk. Known issues are manageable: oil separator failures at higher mileage, coolant thermostat leaks, and normal suspension bushing wear past 70,000 miles. The retractable hardtop mechanism should be tested thoroughly, as roof motor or sensor faults can become expensive if neglected, but failure rates are not unusually high when maintained properly. Before purchasing, verify smooth roof operation multiple times, inspect for oil seepage around the timing cover, confirm transmission service history, and scan for stored fault codes. The SLK 300 ranks 5th because it offers Mercedes build quality in one of the most mechanically straightforward packages of the last decade, which dramatically reduces the chances of long-term maintenance escalation. Number 4 is the 2010 to 2013 E350 chassis W2112 pre-facelift. This generation represents one of the safest mechanical platforms Mercedes produced before electronic and drivetrain complexity significantly increased. It uses the 3.5-liter V6, either the M272 in early units or the later M276 in updated years, paired with the 7G-tronic transmission. From a maintenance perspective, this car avoids the major financial traps found in older E-Class models. It does not use the SBC brake-by-wire system from the previous W211 generation, eliminating one of the most expensive historical repair points. The 7G-tronic transmission is widely serviced across the US, and parts availability remains strong. There are no turbochargers in this configuration, which reduces long-term heat stress and replacement risk. Common issues are predictable and manageable: intake manifold runner failures on some M272 engines, oil leaks from valve cover gaskets, motor mounts after higher mileage, and standard suspension wear past 80,000 miles. Airmatic-equipped cars require careful inspection, but many E350 models came with conventional steel suspension, which significantly lowers ownership risk. Before buying, confirm which engine variant is installed, inspect for oil seepage around the timing covers, verify transmission service records, and scan for stored fault codes. The W212 E350 ranks 4th because it combines drivetrain simplicity, strong parts support, and a proven maintenance history that prevents small issues from turning into major financial setbacks. Number 3 is the 2013 to 2015 C350 chassis W20. These final production years are critical because by this point the platform was fully matured and most early generation issues had already been corrected. It uses the 3.5-liter V6 M276 producing 302 horsepower, paired with the 7G-tronic automatic transmission. What keeps the C350 from turning into a maintenance nightmare is balance. The M276 in this configuration is naturally aspirated and not heavily stressed, which reduces long-term failure risk compared to turbocharged variants. The 7G-tronic transmission is well understood in the independent repair market, and service intervals are predictable when fluid changes are done on schedule. Known issues are manageable: oil separator failures at higher mileage, occasional intake manifold runner faults, and normal suspension bushing wear after 80,000 miles. There are no turbochargers to replace, no air suspension in standard configurations, and no brake-by-wire systems. Parts availability is strong, and repair labor times are reasonable compared to larger Mercedes platforms. Before purchasing, inspect for oil leaks around the timing cover, confirm transmission fluid service history, check motor mounts for vibration under load, and scan for stored engine codes. The W204C350 ranks third because it delivers Mercedes build quality in a compact, mechanically straightforward package that rarely escalates into high-dollar maintenance cycles when properly maintained. Number 2 is the 2017 to 2019 E300 early W213 generation. This is where you get modern design and updated safety technology without stepping into high-maintenance territory. It uses the 2.0-liter turbocharged inline-4 producing 241 horsepower paired with the 9G-tronic automatic transmission. What keeps the E300 from becoming a maintenance nightmare is drivetrain moderation. The 2.0-liter engine in this configuration is not tuned aggressively, and the 9G-tronic transmission had already gone through early refinement by these years. Service intervals are predictable, parts availability is strong across the US, and labor familiarity is widespread in both dealer and independent shops. Common issues are typically maintenance-related rather than catastrophic: thermostat housing leaks, coolant line seepage, motor mounts around higher mileage, and routine brake and suspension wear. Unlike higher trim variants, the E300 avoids the additional thermal stress of V6 and V8 engines. Vehicles equipped with standard steel suspension are lower risk long-term compared to air suspension-equipped models. Before buying, confirm transmission fluid service history, inspect the cooling system for leaks, scan for stored turbo-related fault codes, and verify that all driver assistance systems operate properly. The W213 ranks second because it offers modern comfort with controlled mechanical complexity, making it one of the safer post-warranty Mercedes platforms when properly maintained. Number 1 is the 2012 to 2014 C250 chassis W204 facelift. This is one of the most maintenance-stable modern Mercedes platforms you can buy if your priority is long-term cost control. It uses the 1.8-liter turbocharged inline-4 producing 200 horsepower, paired with the 7G-tronic automatic transmission. What makes the C250 rank first is predictability. The W204 facelift platform was fully matured by these years, and the drivetrain operates under relatively low stress compared to larger V6 and V8 models. The 7G-tronic transmission in this application has a long service history and strong reliability when fluid changes are performed properly. Parts are widely available, and labor costs are typically lower than on larger Mercedes platforms. Known issues are manageable and well documented: timing chain tensioner wear on higher mileage examples, intake manifold faults, and standard cooling system maintenance. There are no air suspension systems, no brake-by-wire setups, and no high-output turbo configurations pushing components to their limits. Maintenance costs remain consistent rather than escalating unexpectedly. Before purchasing, inspect for timing chain noise at cold start, confirm transmission service records, check for oil leaks around the timing cover, and scan for stored engine codes. The W204 C250 ranks first because it combines platform maturity, moderate power output, and strong parts support, making it one of the least likely Mercedes models to evolve into a maintenance nightmare when properly maintained. The main takeaway is simple: maintenance nightmares usually come from complexity and neglect, not from the badge itself. The safest Mercedes platforms are the ones with mature drivetrains, moderate power output, conventional suspension setups, and strong parts availability. When the engine isn't heavily stressed and the transmission is well understood in the repair market, ownership becomes predictable instead of reactive. Before buying any used Mercedes, review full service records, confirm transmission fluid history, inspect cooling components, and avoid heavily modified examples. A lower purchase price means nothing if maintenance has been deferred. If you're considering one, comment below with the model year and mileage, and we'll break down the real long-term maintenance risk before you commit.